Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Godforge video. In today's video, we're going to be looking over another one of the starters from Godforge, and that's going to be Lady Xoc. So we can get 3 starters at the beginning of the game. It's going to be Ramses, Lady Xoc, and then it's also going to be Guan Yu. So in today, we're going to be going over Lady Xoc's skills, kit, and everything that we can see. So I do want to mention, kind of like on most of my videos, that this is all subject to change, right? The footage that I'm showing is based off of Alpha 1. So that means that, we might get some stats change, we might get some ability change, or some other stuff like that. But you know what? I said, might as well do this because the starters are going to be one of the most common ones that people will be getting, as you can choose them, right? So I said a first look sounded like a good idea. That's why I'm not calling it a guide, right? Because it's only the alpha. We only have the caverns as content in the game. So that's the only spot we can change. We can test them on. There's no dungeons. There's no campaign, no other bosses. So, I cannot call this a guide because it's not a guide. It's only a first look. But let's go ahead and check her out if I can only find her again. So, yep, there we go. So Lady Xoc, Consort of Yaxchilan. I'm quite sure I butchered that, but I'm trying, right? I'm trying. Don't judge me. So she's going to be Strength Affinity. She's going to be part of the Slayer archetype. And then she is part of the Chaos alignment. And then also something that's not as obvious here. We cannot have it, but you can see it in the background. She's part of the Omeyokan faction. I hope I didn't butcher that. But I think the base stats are pretty standard. Same as all of the other ones. 93 speed, 93 initiative. Attack, HP, defense. They all are based off of Ascensions. Maybe some of these ones go higher as well. But let's go ahead and look at her. Like, for example, if we go and upgrade her, right, we can upgrade her to the max. It's going to give you a lot more stats, like I mentioned. And it's going to be the same thing if you do with Ascensions. But let's check her abilities out, right? Because that's going to be the most important thing. So she starts off with a leader bonus of 20 attack in all battles, which, like I said, this is going to be the same as Ramses, same as Guan Yu. And then her abilities, if you come over here and look, this is the cool thing, is click on details. It shows you everything. So without being fully skilled up, attacks one enemy deals 315%. Actually, let me see. Did I skill it up? Okay, it's not skilled up. Okay, I wanted to make it be right information. Attacks one enemy deals 315% attack with a 35% chance to place 1 stack of bleed on the target. If the enemy is defeated by this ability, places 1 stack of bleed on the enemy with the lowest HP. This one's only, the second part is only part of the Awakening. If you awaken her, actually, let me see. Do I not have a plain copy of her saved by chance? If not, we're just gonna, oh yeah, there we go. Plain copy makes it easier. So like I said, that's gonna be part of the awakenings that we're gonna check in a bit. But this one pretty standard, single target hit and then places bleed. Now, the cool thing with this one, which is maybe not as obvious as you can see in the alpha, but the way the bleeds work is it's a stack in there and then that one stays there, right? It's not like, for example, Ramses has places acid for 2 turns. No, it's bleed stays on the target, and I'm not sure exactly what the cap is that you can stack them, but you can stack them, right? You can have several bleeds. They don't fall off. The only way to remove bleeds is by getting mend or by, I think, cleansing debuffs. That might work. So that's why bleed might be really interesting and a lot stronger than acid. What bleed does, it inflicts 1% of max HP damage at the start of the hero's turn, stacks up to 10. Okay, so you can get up to 10 stacks of bleed on subsequent application. So you can get a total of 10 stacks. They do 1% damage, but like I said, they stay there, right? They don't fall off, they always stay there, so that's going to make it be really powerful. Then we got the core ability, attacks all enemies, dealing 420% attack with a 25% chance to strong hit, and then has an 80% chance to place 1 stack of bleed on each target. Again, this can be really good. You can do AoE bleeds, that can be powerful. And then if you look at the ultimate, attacks all enemies, dealing 265% attack 2 times. If an enemy is defeated, places speed up 2 on this hero for 2 turns. That's really good. And also, she gains 20 divinity when defeating an enemy. So every time she kills an enemy, I think it's when she does it, or I'm not sure if it's when she does it or if just an enemy is defeated. This is not as obvious, but I guess we're going to find out more in the future by testing. So this one's really good. And then if you look at the passive, increases damage inflicted by 2% for each stack of bleed on the target. So this one's pretty much, if you get 10 stacks of bleed, which is the cap, she's going to do 20% more damage. That's pretty good. Now if you look at upgrading her skills, The first one, for example, basic attack gets an extra 10% chance to place, so goes up to 45% chance. Then we gain more damage. Also, the core ability gets more damage, decreases the cooldown, and also the effect duration. So what I don't know what the effect duration means, because bleed is in there permanently, like I said. So maybe this one doesn't make that much sense. They might need to change this, right? Because like I mentioned, as far as I'm aware, bleed is on the target up until it gets cleansed. It does not, doesn't go on for 1, 2, or 3 turns. It just stays there. So I don't know what this +1 effect duration means. Maybe they need to change that. Again, it's the alpha. Then if you look at the ultimate, gives 15% effect chance. So what does that mean? So the effect chance is like, I don't understand. I feel like this one doesn't make sense. The effect chance of what? She doesn't place anything on the ultimate. Damage makes sense. The divinity cost going down makes sense. Just this one again doesn't make much sense. Again, see, this is why it's alpha. Everything's subject to change. But that's about all of it. Now let's look at the awakenings. What does she get from the awakenings? So awakening 1. This is the basic attack. If the enemy is defeated by the skill, places a stack of bleed on the enemy with the lowest HP. So kind of the same as Ramses. Then the second awakening gives +5 initiative every time she does the basic attack. Ability 3 also heals this hero by 15% of the damage inflicted. This is the core ability. Then the fourth awakening, initial divinity is increased by 50. And then the ultimate, the awakening 5, ultimate says that if an enemy is defeated, reduces the cooldown of the core ability by 1 turn. So kind of the same way as with Ramses, she can rotate those ultimates, right? After you skill this up, those hits, after you skill this up, goes on a 3 turn cooldown. So after you use this one, it's 3 turns cooldown, then you get 1 turn. You kill somebody with this one, you get a 2nd turn, and then you have the ultimate faster. So, it's definitely going to be a good pairing if she's going to be doing pretty, solid damage. Now again, masters we do not see. We cannot see other stuff. Let's go and throw it in a low level place over here, and let's see her animations, right? Same way that I did with last time. Just want to see her animations, how they look and how it does. Let's throw that, and let's see Lady Xoc. Hopefully she gets a turn, right? Hope that she gets a turn. I hope that I have some gear on this one, because it's kind of like, I'm not sure. I've not looked on how much it does. Okay, that goes first. More turn meter boost. Maybe I should have thrown some gear on her, but maybe she is gonna get a turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and look from I think the default is gonna be the best one. So let's go with the core ability first, right? So we do this, double hit, boom, there we go. That's a pretty solid hit. Now I guess let's put it back on auto so we can come back to her ultimate. Obviously she doesn't do as much damage because I don't have any gear on her, right? So yeah, hopefully because like I said, I hope she gets a turn. You saw the first hit, she just goes and slammed them with her big sword. Makes sense. Please don't die. Please don't die so I can show your ultimate ability. It kind of looks like she's gonna die. But maybe she's gonna make it somehow. Maybe she's gonna somehow make it. Barely. Barely. She just needs to, I do need to get some, maybe if I manage to kill something with her, she's gonna get her ultimate. Come on. No dying. No dying. Oh boy, yeah, I should have gotten some gear on her. I'll keep this in mind, right? When I'm gonna show Guan Yu, I'm gonna make sure to give Guan Yu some gear so that I can actually survive, right? I wanna be able to survive so I can show all the skills. Come on, she should be able now to kill something. And the cool thing is, let's see, go over here. Okay, he killed something. Then she's gonna go over here. Okay, so she's gonna kill something. Let's go 1 time speed. Please kill it. There we go. And now, oh man, I really thought she's gonna go next. Okay, I guess it's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be the next one that she's gonna get unless she dies. Come on, come on. Oh boy, okay, professional streamer here, right? Oh my god. Okay, I should have used it, but now I can use it. So now if you do her ultimate ability, she's gonna just big whacks, boom, boom, look at that. That's just cool. Just some big whacks in there with that damage. And you know what? The animations look pretty fun, pretty solid. But let's just go out of here because, you know what? It's gonna take a while, but yeah, that's pretty much all that we can show. I do believe that she's going to be really powerful, especially against bosses, right? Because of that bleed, like I mentioned, because of the bleed that cannot fall off, I think her specialty is going to be like, she's going to be a mixture of a good AoE damage dealer, but also a good damage dealer for bosses because of these bleed stacks. Going up to 10 is going to be 10% max HP damage whenever they take a turn, so she's going to be really strong for that. But we're gonna leave it at this for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.